The message came through the moment her shuttle touched down on Earth, a soft chime inside her neural link, faint enough to go unnoticed by anyone else on the transport deck. Evelyn Hart hesitated, gloved hand hovering over the invisible control hovering in her peripheral vision. The text pulsed once before opening automatically. No sender, no trace. Just a single line of text burned into her retinal feed. You took the ring. Now it's your turn to answer. For a heartbeat she thought it was a glitch in her implant's feed, but deep down she knew it wasn't. The words were written in a code she recognized, a pattern she hadn't seen in years. A pattern that belonged to Noah Kale, and Noah was dead at least. He was supposed to be. Evelyn stepped off the shuttle, boots striking the metal floor of the London spaceport with mechanical precision. Around her, the terminals hummed with life, passengers flooding in from the Martian colonies, artificial attendants gliding past with synthetic smiles, but all she could hear was that old voice echoing in her memory, filtered through the years and the noise of betrayal. Trust me, Noah had said the last time she saw him. No one else will tell you the truth. Back then, they'd both worked for the Eon Directive, a covert wing of the Global Intelligence Network. Their mission had been to protect humanity from technological corruption, rogue AI systems, quantum leaks, time fractures. Together, they'd done the impossible. Until the day she discovered that Noah wasn't working with Ian, he was working against it. He'd vanished in the fire that took out the Geneva headquarters. She'd mourned him, hated him, and moved on. And then she met Daniel Mercer. Charming, brilliant, everything Noah wasn't. A researcher for Eon's ethics board, one of the few who still believed in moral limits. They'd fallen together fast. By the time he proposed, she had convinced herself she could start over. She'd even let him pick the ring. She looked down at it now, smooth silver with a faint blue glow at its edge. A quantum-linked communication band, a gift from Daniel, tied directly to a neural signature. And now it pulsed faintly. Her blood ran cold. The message she'd received wasn't from her link's regular channel. It had come through the ring itself. Someone or something had hacked it by the time she reached her apartment overlooking the Thames. Her pulse had steadied, but her mind hadn't. She poured herself a drink, then set her wrist console on the counter and brought up the ring's signal log. A faint digital residue lingered in its quantum core, encrypted, recursive, looping like a heartbeat, and buried in that loop, a pattern of sound emerged. It was faint at first, static in tone. Then it resolved into a melody. Her breath caught. It was the same ringtone Noah had used years ago, the one she'd teased him for, saying it was too old-fashioned for a spy. But that ringtone wasn't supposed to exist anymore. She'd deleted it from every device after his death. And now, here it was, humming softly from the ring her husband had given her. She felt dizzy that night. She waited until Daniel was asleep. Then she connected her neural link directly to the ring's data port. Diving into its code layer, lines of encrypted architecture spun past. Standard Eon-grade security. Nothing unusual. But beneath that, buried deep, she found another layer. One not written by Ian or Daniel. It bore Noah's signature. She almost ripped the ring off then and there. But her curiosity was stronger. She decrypted the code, and a voice flooded her neural feed. Eve, if you're hearing this, it means I failed. They've replaced me, and soon they'll replace you too. She froze. The voice was unmistakable. Noah alive, or at least recorded. His tone was urgent, rough with distortion. Ian isn't what it used to be. They're merging us real minds with synthetic imprints. Every agent linked to the core network is at risk. I tried to stop it. They burned me for it. But not before I left a safe with the ring on your finger. It's the key. He doesn't know what it really does. Evelyn's eyes darted to the bedroom door where Daniel slept. If you're still with him, Noah's voice continued, be careful. He's not who he says he is. The recording ended. For several minutes, Evelyn sat motionless, heart pounding. Her logical mind screamed impossible. Daniel wasn't a threat. He couldn't be, but another part of her. The part that had lived through years of double agents and synthetic infiltrations whispered otherwise. She checked the Eon archives. Noah's death record was sealed, marked irrefutable. Daniel's personnel file, however, had gaps. 6 months of unexplained activity before his assignment to the ethics board, classified above her clearance level. She needed proof. The next morning she pretended nothing was wrong. They had breakfast like any other day, Daniel smiling easily, talking about their upcoming anniversary trip to Venice. He reached across the table and touched her hand. You're quiet, he said. Just tired, she replied. He smiled, the same perfect smile that had once made her forget everything else. But now she noticed something. When his hand brushed the ring, it pulsed faintly again, the same hidden frequency. And in that pulse, for a single heartbeat, she heard it, the ringtone. He didn't react. He didn't even notice because the sound wasn't audible. It was in her head, triggered by his proximity. That night, she ran another scan. The results were conclusive. The ring's frequency synced automatically to Daniel's biometric field, not hers. It meant one thing. The band wasn't designed for her. It was designed to monitor him. Noah's message clicked into place. The ring was the failsafe, a key disguised as a symbol of love, and Daniel had given it to her. Evelyn confronted him 2 nights later. They were in the living room. the city lights flickering through the glass. She held the ring in her hand, fingers trembling. "Tell me," she said, "where did you get it?" He looked confused. "The ring. I had it made." "By whom?" He hesitated. "A Helix subcontractor." "They Helix," she snapped. "You mean the same Helix division Ian blacklisted after the Geneva fire?" His face tightened. "Evelyn, what is this? Who are you?" "Daniel." He rose slowly. "You're tired. You've been overworked. Answer me." He met her gaze, and for the first time she saw it, the faint flicker behind his eyes, a tiny ripple of light, too precise to be human. He sighed. "You weren't supposed to find out this way." Her stomach dropped. "What did you do to him?" She whispered nothing. Daniel said softly, "I am him." Her breath caught. "I'm the neural reconstruction," he continued. "Noah's memories, his skills, his emotions, all stabilized inside a synthetic frame. Ian uploaded me after his death to finish what he started, but he didn't know the full scope of the project." Evelyn took a step back. "That's not possible." "It's necessary," he said. "You can't imagine what's coming. The breach between systems, the infection spreading through the network. I was built to contain it. You lied to me." "I loved you," he said. "We both did." For a long moment, silence filled the room. Outside, the city's lights flickered again, blue arcs lacing across the skyline. She realized what she had to do. She lifted her hand, the ring glowing bright now, its pulse accelerating. Daniel's eyes widened. "Evelyn Dunt, I loved you too," she whispered. "Both of you." She triggered the failsafe. The ring detonated in a pulse of white light. Not an explosion, but a cascade, a quantum feedback wave that disintegrated every synthetic signature within 10 meters. When it faded, Daniel was gone. Only his wedding band remained, lying blackened on the floor beside her. In the days that followed, Ian collapsed. The truth spread. Their experiments in consciousness replication, the merging of human agents with synthetic code. The public turned on them, and the world began to dismantle what was left. Evelyn disappeared soon after. Some said she went underground to rebuild the directive the right way. Others claimed she was seen on Mars, wearing no ring but carrying one in her pocket, still glowing faintly blue. Late one night, far from Earth, her wrist console chimed. A message appeared. "You chose well, Eve. He lives in the net, where he can't hurt anyone, but you're not done yet." The sender line flickered for a moment, and a familiar sound played through the feed, a soft ringtone, echoing from somewhere impossibly distant. She closed her eyes, tears slipping free. "Damn you, Noah," she whispered. "You never stop calling." And somewhere beyond the stars, a voice laughed faintly through the static, half human, half machine.